Hello everyone, this is Joe the Orange and today I'm playing 3 spear units on Miltiades at tier 9. These spears are quickly becoming one of my favourite units to play. They're fucking so good because of that tier 9 ability reposition. What this ability allows you to do is go into combat, and if it's not favourable, you can go into phalanx and reposition out of there and you won't take too much damage. And you actually retreat, walking backwards quicker than Roman infantry moves. So if they do pop vengeance, you can always pop your phalanx, backtrack out of there, you're safe. The other great thing about spears on Miltiades is he's pretty damn good at killing pikes. The tier 10 ones can be a bit hard to take down thanks to their massive fucking morale and them being a bunch of cunts. If you have watched my videos before, I am a pike player. Actually, I usually play 2 spears and 1 pike. It just so happens in this game I'm using 3 spears. But I do hate the fact that their morale is as high as it is. I've been in combat situations where I'm surrounded and I don't even fuck around with my pikes, and I just turn around and kill everyone. And even I think that's fucking ridiculous. If you get attacked in the rear as pikes, in my opinion, that should be you fucking out of the game. But if anyone is capable of killing pikes, it's Miltiades spears. Because of that speed to move around to their rear, get that fear ability on top of them, so it slows them down and get that rear charge. Sometimes it routs them. If they're tier 10, you need 2 charges. But yeah, that's fucking tier 10 pikes. But pretty much anytime I verse a bunch of pikes in a row, I go this combo. It just fucks them up. And also, if there's too many archers, one other thing Miltiades is very good against is archers. And surprisingly, tier 9 spears are good against tier 10 spears. Maybe it's just people that are using tier 10 spears, but I just find the tier 9 ones do very well against the higher tier spears because of that reposition ability they have. And recently I was talking to a spear player and he said he's struggling taking on Roman infantry. Well, you don't really want to take them on, you just want to delay them, basically. So you go into combat, get your charge in, because your charge is very powerful with the fear ability, and then the charge, it reduces their charge deflect or impact or some shit. You win the charge, alright? And then what you want to do is go into phalanx, use reposition straight away, get your guys lined up, because what happens when you charge, it will knock a bunch of them over, and if you're in phalanx and they stand back up, inside your units, they will fuck you up. So you need to reposition so your dudes are behind the knocked over units. Or else, yeah, you get fucked up. You get fucked up, mate. There goes that big rear charge. It doesn't hit these guys too hard because, fuck if I know. they're good. And that's a fucking golden tip. It took me to get, or it took me the farm of getting tier 9 to figure that shit out. So that's the fucking golden tip right there. I'm a slow learner, maybe. It took me fucking 9 whole tiers. And you may have noticed my units are low on health, but that doesn't really matter too much on Miltiades. As long as your commander is alive, you're useful. And by the way, this is mostly Miltiades spears tips. You might be able to use this when you're playing Leo. But as for the knockdown units, you usually just wait for them to stand up and shield bash the cunts. And you're never scared of Roman infantry because you shield bash the cunts. Basically, it's totally different than playing Miltiades spears, because you shield bash the cunts. And you see this situation here, this is what Miltiades is set up to do. Support other infantry, but I just don't do that because it's fucking boring. And I want to be a cool cunt. I want to be a cool cunt, get in there and kill everyone. He's also good at picking off units that are by themselves. If you have 3 spears, well, that's with pretty much every unit is good at that. If you outnumber someone, you're usually going to win, but Miltiades makes it very quick. Unfortunately, I can't get the rest of this guy's morale down. I am doing lots of damage to him though, because he is only Caesar spears, and they aren't the strongest in the game. I'd actually just prefer to bring heavy infantry, honestly. Some people like them. I think kind of shit. But yeah, keep playing them because I do enjoy killing them. And one thing I always do is try to kill the catapults, because your team usually won't try. They usually just try to fucking hide and all that shit. I like to try to kill them so my team actually advances. And that's one thing that always pisses me off. If the enemy team has catapults, usually your whole team will just stand back, do fuck all, until they're dead. So you have to kill them. Now the reason I'm running back to base here is we have the number advantage. There's no reason for us to put pressure on them, especially when they're all camped up with pikes and archers, etc. What we can do is go back, clear out all these small units that have pushed into our side of the map, and that will give us even more of an advantage. And then we can advance and wipe out any leftover enemies. Or we can just fucking do nothing. I can't remember if it was this game or another game, but that is literally what we ended up doing. We had the number advantage, they decided to camp, and we just had a fucking picnic in the middle of the map until we won. Because it was not worth advancing on them when they had such a defensive position. And also another good reason to go back to the base at this point is because all our ranged units are at our base, and we need them if we are going to attempt to attack a pike and archer combo. It's not going to happen without ranged help. The only other way you can really take out that combo is if you wait for them to go into a more open field, or you wait for them to go through some terrain like long grass. Then you can usually snipe around and kill them. Talking about combos, Barbarians and Miltiades go really well together. They're very good at killing infantry units, getting them to rout pretty damn quick. And they both have the speed to do it. They both have the morale debuffs to do it. It's fucking good. It's fucking pretty damn sweet. And since they have so many morale debuffs, you don't need to outnumber the enemy. You can have fuck all troops and still get them to rout, as long as you get one rear or flank charge on. Because the Barbarians, I think their flank morale damage is massive. And with Miltiades, you just have fear, so you're always fucking useful. And one thing to always remember is never send your commander unit in first. When you are playing Miltiades, it's fucked. If he dies, you lose fear, and you're going to have a hard game from that point on. I've done it a few times. I think, oh, this seems like a good opportunity to go in here with my commander unit. Next minute he gets charged up the arse by fucking, who knows, a fucking bullet train or some shit. Gets run over, and then my other two units are basically crap. They're still alright, but pretty fucking crap compared to when they have fear. Now, I do make a bit of a mistake here. This is another thing it took me so long to learn. When you do rear charge with one on one angle, so you can see here. Hurry the fuck up. There goes the charge, and see how it wipes that bit out? If I had moved my units over to my second unit or my third unit to the right a bit more, or to the left a bit more, it would have wiped out more of his troops. Luckily his morale did break, and we did have that AI on the other side of the fight. And that AI did save me from the charge of those sword units as well, which is fucking just pure luck, basically. And now we do have time to just mob this guy up, get him to rout, easy points right there. And that's why you never waste AI. Look how useful that cunt became. I don't know why I call it AI. There's no AI actually controlling the units. It's always players controlling it. It's a disconnected unit. I can't help it. It's, you know, if it says CPU, well, if it's CPU, I don't know, I'll just fucking call it AI, right? I don't know why. It has no intelligence, so it's just A. It's artificial. Artificially controlled by the player, so... Artificially controlled by player. ACBP. It's ACBP. And you never want to waste that ACBP. There, you can always be useful. Our team is still holding on to the advantage, but it is going down very quickly. So hopefully we can kill the leftover units here before that massive shit from the other side of the map advances on us. I want to free this unit up as quickly as possible, get that fear in there, get that charge in there. And I also want to provide protection for my archers, which are about to get charged by heavy infantry. I got away in time, which is always good. Unfortunately, that unit is at full strength. We do have the barbarians going in, so I thought, man, I should help out here. Hopefully we can rout them. It can be hard to rout on this amount of troops, because at this amount of fucking soldiers, sometimes rear charges don't count, sometimes flank charges don't count, etc. Luckily, we just had enough troops to get the rout in. But the archers are advancing on us now. They have killed our archers, which is not a good thing. In case you weren't aware, when your troops die on your team, it's not good. But as you can see, we're still in the lead because we did go back and clean up so many enemies. And it looks like there is a gap here now. I know one of his pike units is already dead, and I can see the other two, so these archers are open for the picking. My troops are very low, but the minute Miltiades gets in combat with archers, you can take them down pretty damn easy. And the minute I see this, I go in. See, when I engage, if he did put his pikes down, he would have killed a lot of his archers. Personally, I would have fucked up my own archers. I would have been like, fuck you, cunt. You're in the way. But there is a reason. As you can see, this small unit of spears is going to kill that pike unit. Man, you're better off just killing some archers. Fuck those cunts. Unless I'm playing archers, then never pike me. This is a golden rule. And the other thing to remember is once you do engage the pikes without their pikes down, and by the way, yeah, I just charged there to help up my allies get the rear charge in, pretty simple. But one thing you have to do is once you get the pikes engaged with their pikes up, you have to keep them engaged. A lot of people just click on them, charge them, click on them over and over, because a lot of people don't, and they can allow a split second for the pikes to put their pikes down. As you would have seen in my last video if you watched it. You probably fucking didn't. So go watch it. Go watch it, cunt. And that's what that player was trying to do. He was trying to run away so he could get that split second like now to put his pikes down. Unfortunately, he got it right at the end of his unit's health, so it didn't help too much, but it can be deadly. It happens a fair bit. And with the tier 10s being so tanky, it can take a long time to kill them, which gives them more chances to put their pikes down in combat. Basically, in combat. Now I am splitting my spears up here because if I charge them all in one group towards those archers, I could get barraged and possibly die. But if I split them up, he might kill this one unit, but my other two spears can chase him down and finish them off. This is my commander unit, but I did have that cliff for a bit of cover, so I wasn't too worried about it. Now we just go in, clear these dudes up. Pretty simple. And as you can see, splitting the units did get him surrounded. He knows he's fucked. I'm going in, getting that charge before he can kill my commander. Get there just in time. Finish these dudes up. Still have that fear ability, which makes them pretty much dead. If you fear archers and they don't have protection, they're goners. Some things to be wary of when you do play Miltiades with 3 spears. Germanicus can get in the way a lot. You will have to backtrack a fair bit, and archers do hurt you. If you bring one pike unit with you when you do have 2 other spear units, you can deal with the heavy infantry, like pretty much Sulla, Germanicus, etc. You can deal with them with the pikes. And another good thing about mixing up your units, while the pikes are very strong against heavy infantry, or Roman infantry I should say, they are weak against war dogs, and that's where your spears come in. The spears do very well against war dogs. They shouldn't, in my opinion, but they do. And another thing your spears do much better than pikes is take on Caesar players. Because if you get that fear ability before they can silence you, and then you go into that combat situation with their swords, you can do pretty damn well. But if you go in with pikes, you're pretty fucked. The good thing about Miltiades as well is he can help any ally. You can always help your allies. You can protect units, you can chase down units. Any team combo you can think of basically can do well with Miltiades on their team. When you go Leo, you're pretty much stuck protecting archers, catapults, etc. But if you go Miltiades, you can even help Cav out if you have a Cav ally. Scipio and Miltiades do well together. Barbarians and Miltiades do well pretty much everything. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe and thumbs up and all that shit, and I'll see you later.